And then what did you do?
Well, then we made a porno.
I seem to have forgotten that one.
Well, we
just the trailer, just the lead up to it.
Just the setup.
Tell me more about this porno setup.
Well, we had set an alarm on the rectory to see whether or not the priest daddy burgomaster would break in the night and try to disturb any potential evidence that would point to what may have happened with the previous priest, otherwise known as the previous, which I think is what I almost tried to say. Previous. And when the alarm was triggered in the middle of the night, we kind of Scooby-Doo style ran out the inn on the way to the rectory, and surprised what appeared to be the groundskeeper and somebody else, who now I'm forgetting who else was there, other than the very awkward young man.
Yeska, the altar boy.
Yeah, the altar boy, yes. And we knocked on the door, and Lucian and Courage did a nice little pantomime routine to try and deceive these individuals that they were looking for a place for their illicit liaisons. And then we managed to be invited around the back, or they managed to be invited around the back. The groundskeeper and altar boy are not aware that the rest of us are there. And I believe we stopped just as we were starting to go around the corner and go to the back of the building.
Excellent. All right, so you guys are outside. You know that the groundskeeper has yelled for Yeska to open the back door. Courage is in her nightie. Vestments. I'm sorry, her nightie vestments. Her naughty vestments. And what was it? The groundskeeper, I keep on using his name. The groundskeeper is under a suggestion spell for the next 8 hours. I'm a little unclear on the wording of this, is like if he's helpful once if it ends, or if he's just helpful for the 8 hours. But Jaime, I'll trust your wisdom and expertise with this game and assume it's for the full 8 hours. We'll see. Don't exploit it too much, would be my suggestion.
Oh, do I hear a little crodle?
I don't say that, Barney.
Yeah, someone's downstairs doing stuff. All right, what do you guys want to do?
Wait until they leave.
Uh-huh.
So where the Beatrix and Elandra and I are still on the side of the rectory?
I assume so.
I'm assuming. Okay. So I suppose we'll sort of scoot along. Are there any windows on this side of this wall of the rectory that we would have to avoid potentially being seen out of?
Yeah, I'd say there's 2 windows on each side of the building. 2 windows per side, sorry, just to be clear.
So Callow can probably just walk right under those, but maybe the others need to duck. So I will sort of motion to the 2 of them to get down and start creeping around the house. Not to, so like we were peering around the corner towards the front, so we'll go and peer around the corner towards the back and see what is happening back there.
All right. Lucian and Courage. We headed towards the back?
Yes.
All right. Callow crew, please. I'm just using it because alliteration. If you guys could roll some new stealth checks for me. I'm going to mute real quick for myself. Can I? Never
As
mind.
we go around back, I'll whisper to Lucian. Maybe tell them we shouldn't come in until they leave, so I can't corrupt them. I guess I could tell them that.
Indeed, whatever we have to do to get into the priest's room and get the groundskeeper to leave us be. Maybe we can then sneak everybody in. But it seems like good fortune if we can look over the priest's room and see if we can find any hints, possibly why he decided to leave.
You think that Altar Boy would rat us out if he saw us? He is an Altar Boy.
I don't know. I mean, he knows that we talked to his boss, but things didn't end poorly. Let's I don't know. I don't know if he will or not.
But maybe we could figure out a reason if he saw us.
All right. Let's see. I saw one dice roll. What did the other stealthy? So Elandra, I saw you got a 19.
Yep.
Great job.
I got a 6. I don't know why that's not showing up in Avre. Maybe I did that, connected that wrong. But
All right.
Is my pass without trace still active? I think it went up for up to an hour.
That sounds right. So yeah, we'll say add 10.
Yeah, there's a plus 10 to stealth check.
okay, then make that a 16.
Great. Beatrix.
Oh, your sound cut out again.
Nope.
No.
Warmer.
You could go sit in the leather chair next to the desk and use the same mic as an idea.
Is this working?
There you go.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you
Okay. Well, it was a 17.
go. All right, 17. Is that with the plus 10?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So you guys are sort of hiding. I would say, like, as you go around, you realize that the back door, as you go to turn the corner, you see the back door wide open. And this young boy, who you would recognize from services the night before, is standing there looking to both sides. And he happens to be looking the opposite way as you all sort of Scooby around the corner. And you dart back. So you successfully pass under the windows and you're sort of hiding around the corner as Courage and Lucian come around. And you'll hear the little boy. He'll be like, "Hi, they told me to let you guys in." Like to Courage and Lucian. Come on in. We can get you some tea or breakfast if you want.
That's so kind. I'm worried if I'm around more male figures, I'm going to be even more seductive.
What does that mean? What does seductive mean?
It's that's adorable.
He's like 6.
Thank you. We'll just wait a second to clear out so we can. I like to pray in private. So it'd be better, so just like give a knock on your way out, and then we'll shut the door.
He opens it back. Oh, go ahead.
Are we visible and near them at any point now?
You can be if you want to be. So right now you're sort of on the other, like just around the corner listening. I assumed you wanted to be stealthy, but yeah, if you want to walk around the corner, you can.
I just kind of want to, like, I have clothes on, I wear layers, so like throw my cloak or throw my cape or something in to cover this nonsense.
Oh, my cape. It's hanging right here. Oh. Plus, I mean, it's warm out anyway.
Yeah, as soon as you close the door, Yaska will open it back up and look at Lucian and be like, well, do you want to come in and have tea? I don't know why she thinks maybe seductive is like being sick. I don't want to catch whatever it is that she has, but do you want to come in and have tea?
I think the best option for us right now, lad, is just to show us to the priest's room, as the groundskeeper mentioned. We will calm ourselves. Maybe some. What is the coldest tea you can make? Nothing hot, nothing spicy, certainly nothing saucy.
Ooh.
Cold, no sweet,
Raise the turn on.
bitter as possible. No sweetness, and ice cold, as cold as you can make it.
Why would you want to drink that?
It helps us to focus, and it makes us more open to prayer and meditation.
He kind of shrugs and leaves the door open and turns around, and you hear him say, Milo, they want cold tea. Do we have any cold tea? And like a few seconds later, the groundskeeper comes to the door and is like, well, are you gonna come in? Oh, he had an accent. Well, y'all gonna come in here? You said, Yeska said something about you wanting better tea. I don't know about better. I just got regular.
Yeah, we'll come in. Just, it's a risk. Yeah. And we'll skip the tea. Just prayer would be great.
Of course, come on in.
Sometimes tea gets me going, right, Dr. Plumpstump?
Please, we don't need to be so formal here, Miss Pillows. It's no need for the doctor.
Mrs. Pillows.
Mrs. Excellent. Yeah, I truthfully, I don't think we need any tea or food or anything like that. Just some place where we can rest and meditate and try to free ourselves of these heathen thoughts.
Hey, the hay away.
All right. Yeah, he'll come on in, and if you guys follow him in, you'll see you walk directly into a very small but tidy kitchen. Mostly tidy. It looks like it was tidy, but was recently used by children. And so there are some dishes waiting to be done. Off to the side, maybe some leftover dinner from the previous evening. But you can see there is some tea heating on the stove, because the groundskeeper thought you wanted tea. And then off to the, from the kitchen, in front of you, there's another door that you assume leads towards the front of the house, and then a door to the left. And he's like, well, if you lack a private space, that's Father Petrovich's bedroom. If you'd like to go in there, please help yourselves. Feel free. We'll keep making some tea out here, and you'll see the little boy has gone back to like a bowl of porridge and is eating happily.
That's so nice of you. I wish Petrovich was here. He was the best at turning me off. Do you know when he'll be back?
Who are you asking?
The groundskeeper.
Well, I sure don't. His disappearance was real mysterious. Yeska here found that note on his desk about needing to run an errand. I gotta tell you, rumor is around these parts that you leave the walls, you don't come back. So, when he didn't come back that day, we just assumed he was gone.
So weird. Do you know where he found the note?
On his desk in the church.
Church desk.
You see Yeska's cheeks are full of porridge, and he's grinning at you with full of porridge.
And out of game, that's the note. Vargas gave us that note?
I can't remember if he actually gave it to you, but he definitely told you.
Petrovich offered it.
Vargas offered it?
Nope, never mind. Yeah, hastily signed.
Yeah, so he did show you, I think.
I think we have it.
I don't think he would have given it to you. He would have shown it to you, but not given it.
Jerk.
Well, it's certainly now your property.
Okay, yeah, I'll hide my tantalizing form in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. I assume you're also wearing Elandra's cape.
Yeah, but it's shorter.
Oh, right.
Just above the tailbone.
Elandra's a half-elf.
Oh, sorry, yes. I was thinking halfling elf.
All right. Halfling elf. Yeah, so Courage, you go into the bedroom. There's just a single bed in there, very neatly made. A wardrobe, a small desk. No drawers, just more like a table, like what you have.
I will sit coyly on the bed.
Lucian, what are you doing?
I'm gonna thank Milo.
I don't know.
Is it Milo? Groundskeeper Milo?
Lost Jamie's.
Can't hear you.
Oh, dang it. We're really struggling tonight.
How about now?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. You turn it off and back on and it works again. Was it Milo? Groundskeeper Milo?
You did hear Yeska yell that into the house.
I'm gonna turn to the groundskeepers here. Remind me again, good fellow, what your name is?
Oh, I'm Milosevic, but everyone calls me Milo.
Thank you, Milo. We are going to settle ourselves in some prayer and meditation to free ourselves of these thoughts. If you don't mind, is it okay if we close ourselves into Father Petrovich's room for a bit?
Yeah, I suppose. Just don't take anything. I don't want to get in trouble.
We wouldn't think to do so. You're being so kind by letting us in here, in these early morning hours. We wouldn't want to think to get you or young Yeska here in any kind of trouble.
Well, I appreciate that. We'll be out here having some breakfast. I hope your reflection is productive. If you need anything, just pop your heads out. Happy to give you tea or porridge, and we'll get to the church in a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Lucian's gonna walk in and close the door.
All right. You're in there with Courage.
And then
seductive on the bed.
Rapid fire. Start searching about the room.
All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check. And Courage, if you're helping, feel free to either roll separately or give advantage.
Courage will assist.
All right.
So is that with advantage?
With advantage.
Let me...
Mistress Pillows. I love that.
That would be a 14.
All right. You look around. I would say you don't find anything particularly exciting or out of place, or at least not seemingly out of place. The bed looks neatly made. Still has sheets and things on it. You open up the wardrobe. You see the usual vestments and some casual, simple clothes inside, maybe a pair of work boots, along with like a nice set of vestments that are clearly for special occasions. Toothbrush on the wash basin kind of thing. Like, seems like a pretty normal bedroom. There's nothing on the desk, just some blank. There's a couple of blank sheets of paper and a quill, but we'll say a hymnal of the Morning Lord.
So it's most of his personal effects. Is there any kind of backpack or like something that he might pack his things if he was traveling?
Yeah, it's a small room. It's not like hard to investigate. Yeah, I would say you find like a rucksack tucked in sort of the back of the wardrobe. Doesn't look recently used.
Courage, does it strike you as odd that all of his personal effects are here, including his rucksack? If he was traveling or going somewhere, if his departure was planned, wouldn't he have taken some of his things with him? But yet everything's here.
You look over to Courage holding the nicer set of vestments against herself and like, okay, all right. Yeah, that is strange. I'll definitely put these back. Unless something happened more in the afternoon after he had already left here.
It strikes me as odd that he wrote a note saying that he was leaving, and yet all of his things are here. Maybe he wasn't planning on leaving for long, but it just strikes me as odd.
Very. It's like someone just told him, get out of town immediately.
I wonder if we rejoin Milo and young Yeska, if we could determine what it is that they're doing here so early, what work they might be doing. Was that a shovel he had at the front door when we first arrived?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're doing in here with a shovel.
I mean, half the Shantaean priests walk around with shovels. That's pretty typical.
He doesn't strike me as much of a priest, though.
That's a good point. Why would he need a shovel?
Are there any windows in this room? Anything that looks outside? Or
Yep. It's got a window in the back and a window on the side. So like one sort of parallel with the back door that you came into.
Can we open them? Or are they solid?
Make a strength check just for funsies.
Yeah, perfect. My best skill. That's a -1.
With a 7, you're trying to open it, but you look like me trying to open a window. Like it seems stuck. Like it might open, but it hasn't been opened in a bit.
You want me to get that, Lucian?
I hesitate to ask Courage, but if our friends are outside, and they must be wondering what it is that's happened to us. If we could open this, maybe we could communicate. And
yeah, friends outside. What have you guys been doing while your friends?
Yeah,
inside?
I was just gonna say, is the just from a orientation standpoint, is the priest's room that they are in on the same on the same side of the rectory that we are hiding on, or is it on the opposite side?
Do you remember, were you on the hinge? You were on the hinge side, right? Of the door.
So
we were on the hinge side, they were on the non-hinge side.
At least the way that I remember it, but maybe I was just making this up. We approached the front door, and Callow, Beatrix, and Elandra went around the left side of the rectory as facing the front door, and Lucian and Courage went around the right side, but maybe that was the opposite.
Okay. The hinges were on the right side as I pictured it.
Yeah, whichever side had the hinges, that was the side that I think Kashmir and Kirby were on the side of the hinges. As the door opened, we could see in, and that's why Lucian responded the way he did, because he could see that it was just a young groundskeeper. It didn't look like any kind of nefarious thug.
Okay. If you were on the open door,
so that is correct. But then we're on the other side. We're on the left.
You're on the left side. Yeah, the priest room is on the right side.
Okay, so they're on the opposite side of the building from
They
us. All right.
But you're not like totally.
How much of what has been? Okay. How much of what has been happening inside can we hear? Including, is there anything that like especially now that Courage and Lucian have gone into the priest's room, presumably that would put the groundskeeper and Yeska closer to us relative.
Yeah, I'd say you guys are
like
sort of
between us and Lucian.
Yeah, you guys are hiding like right outside the kitchen. So go ahead and make a perception check. Anyone that is actively listening at this window.
Sorry, Bobby. He was oh no. Wait a minute. Cocked. Okay. Dirty 20. Come here, Bobby.
All right, that is a 9.
All right.
That's weird. I'm still my rolls are still not showing up in Aubrey, but anyway, it was a 9.
It was a 9. All right. So Callow, you can't really hear anything because you're too far down. You're too far under the window, so you just mostly have wall near you. But Beatrix and Elandra, you can hear the conversation that Lucian and Courage had with Yeska and Milo before they went into the room. And then after that, like after they went into the room, you can hear Milo and Yeska sort of just chatting about like what they're going to do that day, and Milo talking about like he's going to tidy the cemetery, and can Yeska go in and make sure to straighten all the pews. They want to make sure the church looks good before Father Vargas arrives later that day. Pretty like standard conversation, lots of reminders like Yeska, make sure you're like eating your fruit, your apple slices, whatever children eat for breakfast.
Okay, I'm gonna continue listening. Although I do think that I would have had a hard time not laughing at some of what I heard. Should I reroll stealth check?
You don't need to necessarily. Like, I think your stealth check is still in effect.
Okay. Makes sense. Especially since
you're
Pass
okay.
Without a Trace was there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm way outside. Okay. All right. I will continue to listen to see what else I can hear.
No need to roll a stiff upper lip check.
Not unless you really want to.
Do we know how far we are away from the room or the window for the room where they are?
Yeah, I'd say with those high perception checks, you all would know. You would at least know that like the door that they went in is on the opposite side of the house that you guys are on.
So I'm gonna ask everybody: Can we make our way over to the other side? Since that's where they.
I say,
that's
sure, I'm
where I
game.
hear them. Everyone in?
Yeah.
Okay. Callow?
All right.
You in?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, you all stealthily, Beatrix and Elandra, you guys are both like ducking or crawling underneath the windows. Callow, you're just strolling around the side of the house. Just as you guys turn the corner, you see Courage roll a very quick strength check. I'm sure you're going to be fine, but it would be funny if you're not. Oh, you already did it. I'm sorry. You see the window around the side of the house slide open.
Do they stick their head out, or are they either of them?
Courage was opening
window's not open.
the window. If
Yeah.
she steps back, Lucian definitely would.
All right, cool. Courage and Lucian look out the window.
Okay.
Do they
I'm
see
gonna
us?
say-
Are they there?
Do you see us? Yeah.
I mean, oh, that's a good question. How does this work if you guys are looking directly out of the window, looking for your friends? I guess you can make perception checks.
Does my 22 passive perception?
Yep, you
do
see
it?
him. You see him
Okay.
right away. For that passive perception flex.
Just give a wave.
I'll
So,
just ask. Have you all found anything?
There is the groundskeeper and the young altar boy are just on the other side of the door having their morning meal. We've got to be quiet. Not quite sure what it is that they're doing here or why he came to the door with a shovel, but the priest's room seems fairly normal. All of the regular things that you would expect to see from a priest are here, including his travel bag. So whatever caused him to leave the city, he either did not think it was going to keep him very long, or he was, running as if the devil himself was behind him.
Do you think he's dead?
I don't see
Is that
anything.
the reason for the shovel?
Well,
We
Lucian's
did
talking
hear-
to them. Courage will grab the Lathander hymnal, go over by the door, and start reciting kind of loudly.
What does
We
that sound?
did
What does that sound
hear-
like?
I can't. Let's see. Sally does this much better. Yeah. Well, what would? No. Just reading the hymnal. Lathander, his head's made of fire. Such a hot god. Then good as fire.
Oh my god!
Written by Arabella.
So
Who wrote
good.
this?
So hot, such a hot guy.
Lathander. I hope he hears me pray. Lathander. Lathander brings the day.
There we go.
It's so stupid. I don't want to join this guy.
And I'm gonna say, is that the strains of Head on Fire that I hear? And then I'm gonna say, look, they were talking amongst themselves, and I guess he was gonna go tend to the graveyard, he said. Their conversation didn't sound very suspicious. I think they're just here doing chores.
Clearly, we need to burn this mother down.
What?
Could there be any hidden compartments? Anything where in the priest's room where he may have hidden something, some sort of clue as to where he may have been going? I don't know. Check under the desk for little buttons that may trigger something to open up.
Anyone that would like to can make an investigation check.
Does Callow want to come in here? Because it's just Courage.
We're
and I,
gonna try
right?
to lift him up. Lift
Can we-
someone into the...
I don't support gnome tossing.
Only for dwarves.
I mean, if you did, he wouldn't have a whole lot of ability to resist. But honestly, there's a part of me that wants to see a contested strength check between Lucian and Callow.
Beatrix boosting.
Fine out here.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we want to have Callow come up and search around as well? I'll advise you. I searched about the room and didn't find anything. I was looking, more for clues rather than hidden, spots where he could have stored things.
Would you like a boost?
Well, very well. I'm happy to give it a look myself.
Beatrix, grab a leg.
Wait, what did you say?
I said grab a leg. Let's go.
Okay.
Lift him up.
I think only one of you may need to.
Beatrix is I'm gonna say, look, might be easier if I just put him on my shoulders.
Good idea.
I am the tallest one. So I'm gonna squat down and get Callow on my shoulders and then stand back up.
All right, Callow, you can scramble into the window if you'd like.
Am I above the window now that I'm on her shoulders?
Feels like windows aren't this high off the ground.
That seems a bit too high.
I would say like she can kind of squat down a little bit so that you can hop into the window.
Okay, well, I will sort of hop down into the window, and that seemed a bit unnecessary, but very well. So I see the room here. I'd like to go, start looking under, desks or any sort of furniture, running my hands under them for any sort of button or mechanism that might trigger some sort of trapdoor or hidden compartment.
Sure. Roll investigation check. Oh, what were we going to say, Lucian?
As Callow begins to search about, just very gently from behind and quietly, he reaches forward and puts a hand on his shoulder and casts guidance.
Great.
Okay, that's so that's a 21 plus.
There's a light inside of all of us.
Plus 2, so that's a 20. That's a 23 investigation.
We share this light from our Lord Lathander, but as he giveth, he taketh away.
Callow, with that excellent investigation check, you do a really fucking thorough search of this room. You're able to get into tiny corners under the bed. You can actually see what you're looking at because you're small, and you don't find anything. You find at some point, you're like, oh my god, there's a loose floorboard, and you pry it up. It's just ground underneath. It's just a loose floorboard. There's no secret compartment. But I would say it's around the time you're finishing your investigation check, you hear a little knock at the door, and then it starts to open immediately. And Yeska looks in and is like, hi.
I stop it when it starts opening.
Okay.
And look through.
Yeah, hi.
Am I praying too loud?
No, but I need to ask you a favor.
Okay.
It's really important, and I know that you said that you're holy, like Father Petrovich, and I need your help with something.
1 second. Let me. Kirby, put your shirt back on. Yep. What? Is Milo still here?
No, he left. I waited till he left.
Okay.
Okay, but it's really important.
Can I come out there?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll come out there.
Okay. So Courage, you come out into the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. And Yeska, make sure that the door is closed behind you. And
I make sure.
Okay, excellent. And he has you sit down at the table. He's 6, but going on 60 kind of thing. And
having heard, just as one point,
Yeah.
having heard that little bit of conversation, Callow will immediately get up and not really thinking, try to follow Courage out the door, and then just get the door slammed in his face. but we'll just kind of run with it and lean against the door because Callow is kind of like, at this point, curiosity is taken over and he's kind of forgotten what we're actually doing.
All right. Go ahead and roll perception check for the door, like for listening through the door, so we know how much of the conversation you hear.
It's a natural 1.
All right. Door's really thick for some reason. Lucian is like breathing heavily nearby, so it's hard to hear above him. Like the sounds of outside are coming in because the window's open. And
Sounds of digging outside.
Yeah. Chink, chink. And Elandra and Beatrix, he did not see you, but you all saw Milo head towards the church with a shovel over his shoulder, like a minute before this. And like just kind of whistling to himself. It's a body bards tune that like I would say you guys would be familiar with. Somehow this has carried over between the worlds. This familiar dirty song. It's an old one, but you're all familiar with it. Clear he's thinking about something lusty.
Courage will lead us to whatever table.
Yeah, so you sit down at the little table. You see that while you guys were in the bedroom.
Jessica, should I make you some tea?
Oh, no, I'm okay, thank you. Do you want some tea?
No, I hate this stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so I have to ask you a favor. Because you're also religious. I thought you could help. So, Father Petrovich, he was really nice and he left. And before this, I'm an orphan and I live here with him normally. But I've been by myself and Milo's been taking care of me. He's really nice. But sorry, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that so this church is called St. Andrew's, and it's a super protected, safe place because we have the bones of St. Andrew's underneath the church. And the priest told me that they protect the church. But after he left, I was checking on them every day to make sure they were still there because it's, my duty since he's gone. And I need to do it and make sure that the church is safe. But a few days ago, they disappeared and I don't feel very safe anymore and I don't know what to do about it. And I didn't know who else to tell. I don't want to get in trouble. And I know you're not from here. And I'm just really scared that it's not safe here anymore. And can you help me?
Jessica. You poor lad. You've been a hero.
Been a hero? I mean, I didn't save Father Petrovich. From the wolves, and I didn't do my job. I didn't protect the bones.
Wolves?
Well, I just, that's what everyone says happens. If you go outside of the gates, you die from wolves.
You said a couple days ago, the bones of St. Andrew's under the church disappeared.
Yeah.
Does everyone know how to get to those bones?
No, only me and Father Petrovich knew. Though I think one morning Milo might have seen me checking on them, so maybe he knows too. But he also works here, so.
Jessica, could you turn your phone off?
I don't know what that is, but okay. My music box, yeah. It makes me feel comfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry. I the one thing from your parents. You can let that play. And how can you tell me how to go to where the bones were kept?
I could show you if they're in the church. I mean, I don't want to interrupt your prayer or anything. If you need to finish that, I could show you later, but I don't want Father Vargas to find out because I'm afraid that he'll make me leave because I didn't do a good job.
That's a great idea. I actually have a few friends that might be able to help us. Would that be okay?
Can we trust them?
With almost certainly.
They won't tell Father Vargas?
You...
Or anyone. No one can find out.
No, they won't tell Vargas. And They can help us. And I think my friends were going to come meet me in the church in like a few minutes.
Oh,
Besides, I mean, there was the one friend that was with me, but my other friends might be showing up soon. And that'd be helpful.
Okay, if you're really sure. But if I show you, you can't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone where they are.
Yes,
Like pinky promise.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
You're the only one here I trust. And my friends.
Okay, I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, good that you were going to check. While we wait for them, was Father Petrovich doing anything unusual the day he left? Or the day before? Or any weird visitors? Anyone you remember him talking to?
No, I don't think so. I know he said he had some meetings around town and that he would be back soon.
And then he never came back from those?
Yeah, he never came back. And then when services were supposed to start that night, Father Vargas came and did them instead. But that seemed okay because they're brothers, and I thought it was all right.
They're brothers.
Or, well, I don't really remember what it's called, but like it's Father Petrovich's sister is married to Vargas. Yeah, so they're like brothers.
Vargas's wife is Petrovich's sister. And when did you find the note?
Oh, I found it later that day because I was cleaning up after Vargas's service that night, and I was doing all the things I normally do, and I went in the office and I found the note on the desk, and I left it there, and then I showed Father Vargas in the morning.
Do you think Petrovich left it there before he left for the meetings?
Maybe. That seems. Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, maybe.
And do you know did you see Vargas use that office when he came to do services?
I don't know. I don't remember.
There's a lot.
I mean, he might have gone in there, but it seemed normal because, that's where all the things are kept.
Here, let me... Yeska, this conversation has really helped with the reason we showed up.
How did you know about the boats before?
You told me.
No, but you said you came here because of the bones? I don't understand. Did the Morning Lord tell you?
That was a different... Yes. No, I'm not going to lie to you, Yeska. The Morning Lord doesn't talk to me. Shantae talks to me, who's the Morning Lord's wife.
Oh, that's
And she doesn't really talk to me. It's more vibes.
Yeah. Vibes.
You get it.
Yeah. Vibes. He clearly does not get it. Anyone that knows children, he's doing that. He's kind of got that 30-yard stare look. Yeah, totally.
We'll crack open the door to the bedroom. Kirby, did you get much of that?
No, I was deep in prayer. Asking you shall receive. As you can see, the Morning Lord graced us with an elderly gnome.
You must have climbed up through that hole in the floor. That's great. And it looks like it's one of our friends that the Morning Lord must have sent here. I hope my other friends show up at the front door soon.
Can we hear that?
Make perception check.
You said it pretty loudly.
You did.
And
Okay. We'll say, you know what? The window's open, so unless you're not listening, yes, you heard it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna come around to I'm gonna go, hey, let's go. And I'm gonna come around to the front door.
Yeah,
Here
Elandra,
we go.
1000%. You were already on your way.
Hi. No, I wasn't talking to you, Bob.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bob.
She said, "Hey, let's go," and he ran into the other room.
All right. Yeah, you guys go to the front door.
And
Go ahead. What do you guys do? Like, do you go to the front door, Courage
Yes.
and/or Lucian? Okay.
and I'll go to the front door. I'll knock from this side. So Yeska came in. Oh, someone's here. And open the door and look outside.
All right.
My friends.
Hi.
I feel
I'm
like I'm going to
Beatrix.
have like very confused look on my face.
Perfect. Nailing it. My friends, my little friend here, Yeska, just told me something very important to help protect the town. That this is the Church of St. Andrews because it keeps the bones of St. Andrews in the basement. But a couple of days ago, they went missing, which Yeska found out because he's been checking on them since Father Petrovich disappeared. And Yeska said he could show us where they've been kept, but we should hurry to check before Vargas comes. Right, Yeska?
Okay.
Yeah, but you will all have to pinky promise that you're not going to tell anyone where the bones are or that they're missing. It's really important.
Don't worry. While we're walking over there, can you tell us the story of Saint Andrel? He's not a saint I know.
Yeah, I could tell you that story. But he's going to make you a pinky promise with your names first.
Okay. I'm Beatrix. I serve the Morning Lord too, and I'm going to show the shield.
Cool.
Yes. And I'm going to I pinky promise.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna kneel down and get to his level and pinky promise and tell him my name is Elandra.
Amazing. Callow, Lucian.
Yes, Professor Callow, young lad. I suppose I will swear with my pinky.
Thank you. Oh, I thought I had this ready to go.
While doing that, Courage will go back to the bedroom, shut the window, straighten up a little, put the floorboard back.
All right. Excellent. As you guys head out, you'll see Yeska locks the door behind all of you. And he'll lock the back door too. Like, he's clearly like running through the tasks in his head, like, okay, windows closed, stove off, doors locked, like trying to remember everything. And you guys start to walk towards the church, which is, next door.
Courage will hold his hand.
Oh, he'll look up at you like very gratefully and like kind of swing it a little bit, like kids do.
Hero stuff.
Okay, so Saint Andrel was a really brave warrior, and she stood against the devil Strahd in the early days of his reign, and she had a legendary sword, and it was imbued with the light of the Morning Lord, and it was a beacon of hope. I think that's what it is. A beacon. I don't understand. For Vallaki and all of Barovia. But when she fought Strahd, the blade was shattered and she was killed. And it's said that her light sword was lost forever.
So
and then as
Beatrix is immediately consumed by a desire to possess this sword.
Interesting. Very interesting.
She's like,
She kept his
I want
that.
As you guys walk up to the church, she'll actually point out some of the stained glass windows that you couldn't see very well last night from the outside, I guess. You might have noticed them during the service. Points out a triptych, and the first one shows a woman with silver hair and brilliant white armor kneeling in front of an intricate yellow and orange sunburst with her arms raised, receiving a longsword which emanates rays of white light. The second window shows the same woman wielding the sword against the looming shadow of a dark demonic figure. And the third window has been smashed, leaving a large hole through which you can actually see like the graveyard if you're inside the building. And what's left of it, you can see that there's like the demonic figure is standing triumphant. and has their foot coming down on whatever it was that was in the window before.
As we're going, we'll keep an eye out for Milo.
Yeah, as you walk up, you'd see him working. You'd see him like cleaning up the graveyard. He's doing some gardening and stuff.
Okay.
So you kind of walk past him. He'll look up as you guys, like when you guys walk past, and Yeska's telling this story, and he'll look at you with basically big heart eyes, Courage, and like wave.
You're doing great.
Thank you, Miss Courage. Thank you, Miss Cashmere. I hope you have a good day there. Let me know if I can be of any help.
Mrs. Cashmere.
Mrs. Cashmere, sorry. All right. Go ahead. Okay. Yeska leads you all into the church, and shows you there's a little, so like you don't really go down into it. I don't want to give the impression of space precisely, but there's like a tiny crypt underneath the church, underneath the main altar, and he like moves aside the altar, and you can see he like double taps on like a board, and it sort of swings open quietly. And yeah, you see like just a dugout place with a nice box inside, and the box is open and there's nothing in it. This is where the bones were.
All right, team. Let's do what we're trained to do.
Now, lad, who did you say knew about these bones here?
Oh, it was Father Petrovich and me, and I'm the only one who told.
And Father Vargas, he had no idea that these bones were kept here?
Not really. I mean, everyone like knows that there might be bones here, but not really. It's more like it's like a what's the word I want? It's like a story that people tell to make each other feel better. But Father Petrovich told me they were real and they really protected the church.
So it's a bit of a secret that has been passed down from priest to priest.
Yeah, but I was really scared one night, and I was crying, and Father Petrovich told me where they were to make me feel better, and I'm really glad he did, because then I could watch them while he was gone, but then I failed at my job.
Yes.
And when was the last time that you saw them here in the space where they're supposed to be?
About 4 days ago.
Beatrix is gonna put her hand on Jessica's shoulder and say, Jessica, you didn't fail. Please stop telling yourself that. Your job was to check on the bones, and you checked on the bones. You're not supposed to just stand here watching to make sure nothing happens to them. Your job was to check, and you checked. And then when they weren't there, you found someone to tell. You did your job. Okay?
Thank you, Miss Beatrix.
Don't thank me. I'm just telling you the truth. So, shall we investigate? See if we can find any clues down here to where the bones might have gone?
Absolutely. And before we move too much, let's check for tracks.
Okay.
Yes, I'd also like to know about the mechanism by which these bones are concealed. It seemed as though it was rather easy for you to push the altar aside. Is it on some sort of? I'm now asking the GM. Is the altar? I mean, pushing an altar aside seems like the sort of thing that would be very challenging for a 6-year-old boy. Is it on some sort of like?
I would say that's. I was more winging that. So we will say, like, it's not on a track. It would not necessarily be discernible. I'm gonna say, like, for the purposes of this, like, he didn't push it aside totally by himself. Like, you all saw him struggling to do it, and it was making a lot of noise. And you all will say someone like helped him move it aside. So it's like the type of thing that wouldn't be too difficult for an adult to do, especially because you don't have to move it very much. Like just sort of scooching it. But you could tell if a 6-year-old really put a lot of time and effort into moving it every day, they could do it. But again, with like noise, and it might be obvious. So.
And then the bones themselves were concealed under a sort of a trapdoor type thing that he pressed on, and it slid open.
Yep, exactly.
So not only would somebody have had to know that the bones were here, they would have had to have first-hand knowledge of the manner in which this sarcophagus was to be accessed.
Oh, and we lock the church every night, and the only people that can get in are me and Father Petrovich and Milo, and I guess now Father Vargas can get in too. But that wasn't, I don't think that was true before. But maybe he had a key because they're brothers. I don't know, but it's just us.
What about that there? And he points at the broken window.
It's up high enough to where, like, I guess someone could have a ladder and launch themselves in, but like they would definitely get cut up and probably break the window more.
It's not a large enough.
It's not a large enough
for somebody to go through. Okay.
Like if someone wanted to launch you from a ladder through the hole, Callow, you might be able to get in without breaking more glass, but it would be challenging.
Challenge accepted. Let's
test this theory.
Everybody gets a throw. Closest one wins. Just out of character. Remind me. So Jeska just said how long ago was it that he noticed the bones were missing? 4 days.
4 days ago.
4 days.
And when we had our conversation with Velikovich, how many days ago did Father Petrovich disappear?
So I can't remember what I told you guys. I have a couple of weeks written in my original notes, but I don't think that's what I stuck with. A week, maybe? 2 weeks?
So
I'll double check notes.
And how often does Jeska check the bones?
Every day.
Every day. Just trying to see if
so
maybe
there was a period of time where Petrovich was gone for a few days, and he kept checking the bones, and they were there, and then at a certain point, they were gone.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Callow will sort of back away from the group and try and sort of gesture to the other adults to kind of move away from Jeska. I don't know if we are able to do that without him also joining us.
He will try to continue to follow you unless you tell him otherwise.
Courage will stay with Veska.
Okay.
And kneel down and talk to him.
Well, I'm not sure that I feel much of a need to investigate here to have my suspicions point towards this Father Vargas. He does seem to be the only one who would have access to this space as the new priest and the burgomaster. And, well, as much as young Jeska here insists that Father Petrovich was the only one who knew of the existence of these bones, I cannot imagine a secret like that being kept so fiercely and no word of it ever being breathed further, particularly knowing the familial connection that Vargas and Petrovich happen to share. I suppose we can always look to see what we may find here, but not sure that, at least in my mind, there's much doubt of who our primary suspect for this theft may be.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, we've had all kinds of things that seem impossible happen to us. I mean, there was that body that Elandra says has her face, that didn't have her face. There was the creepy doll that showed up under Courage's pillow. I mean, I just think that it doesn't make sense to rule out anyone other than Father Vargas, even though if this happened in Liam's Hold, I would be right there with you that this is Father Vargas. But this is in Liam's Hold. I'm not in Liam's Hold anymore. So I think we should go investigate, just to make sure.
Well, certainly. I do believe that it, of course, may be possible that that somebody else is responsible here. But we have to cling to the idea that certain truths may be known, even strange as this land may seem. I'm sure there's a logical explanation of some kind for the appearance of that doll. Somebody placed it there. I'm sure there is some sort of explanation for whatever it was that Miss Elandra saw. For instance, I know there are a number of, potentially psychoactive compounds that may produce visual hallucinations, may be found in certain fungi. Just as an example of the sorts of things that may serve as perfectly logical explanations for some of the seemingly illogical things we have experienced.
Oh, come on, though. What about the doll?
Well, as I said, somebody must have placed the doll there. It is certainly mysterious, but there's nothing to suggest that it is not the action of a nefarious but still highly normal and natural third party.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, and we should go check Crypt.
Well,
they're having that.
We may as well look.
Courage will distract Yeska as I talk to him. Yeska, when you came in that first time, did you notice anything else strange besides the bones missing?
Maybe the altar was a little moved, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not remembering it very well.
Does the altar look like it's askew?
I mean, you guys have moved it, so yeah.
Shoot. And was...
I mean, I checked it again the next day in case they came back, and in the day after, and they didn't come back, so...
And does the container look like a coffin?
No, it's just like a fancy box. Like, it's, that big.
Does it have a lid?
Yeah. Lid's open.
Lid's open. Yeska, was the lid closed when you always checked it?
Yeah.
Had you ever seen the bones inside the box?
Yeah, Father Petrovich showed me.
That's so cool. Was there anything else in there with the bones, like a ring or a piece of metal, or?
No, just the bones.
Just the bones.
Well, they're really important. Like, they protect the whole church, and they make it safe.
The most important. I was thinking maybe I could ask Shantea to help us find them.
Would she do that?
She would, but if I asked her for any bones nearby, she'd probably just point me to the graveyard.
You can't ask her for, like, these specific bones?
I can try. It's a good idea. I'll think about that.
Maybe she knows St. Andrew. St. Andrew was a priest for the Morning Lord, and And, the Morning Lord is married to your god, Shantea, so I bet they all know each other.
Oh, probably. Good idea. What do we think, everyone?
Well, we may as well take a brief look at this box here. Let's see. And Callow will sort of get down and look. Is it like? I mean, is it just a box, or is it like lined with any sort of fabric or something? Is there any? Are there any markings or adornments on how Catholic is this?
It's very Catholic. Yeah. I'm picturing a very Catholic box. It is like,
right.
I would say it's like fake gilt,
Yeah,
and it's got velvet on the inside. Like it's old, but
great. Okay.
Yeah. This is what I'm picturing is and I'm the world builder here. Is very Catholic box. Great question. Sally, I'm sure, could give me like the actual historical specifications of what a bone container would look like, but I don't know what those are, and this is Barovia, so.
Yes, an ossuary. Is there any like dust or anything still left in the box? Anything that potentially could be like little fragments or bits of bone?
If you're looking for something as small as a bone fragment, there's nothing like visibly obvious. If you want to really search around, you can make an investigation check.
No, more sort of like, is there like dust and powder or anything in there, or is it pretty clean?
It's pretty clean, I'd say. It seems like the boxes, maybe it has like some magical warding against deterioration of bones, etc. Maybe this is a good moment to take a quick break.
Sure.
Yep.
And you guys can decide what you'd like to do.
Cool.
All right. How long do you need for Miles? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Let's do 10.
10 sounds great. All right. See you all in 10. And feel free to send me questions if you have them.